client. When I say your name, I mean them as white people. Your parents have left you a bad name. So that is the context I'm using it. So please, if you are going to be a legal representative, you are going to have to reduce yourself from this case as an individual. Remove your emotions and deal with me as a professional. Because if you are going to come to me as a personal person, individually, I will no longer look at you as a professional. I will decisively deal with you as an individual.
Thank you and welcome to this our great channel. This is Afro Revolt, where we always try to bring to you whatever is trending across the globe. As always, we urge those who are watching us for the first time to consider subscribing, because if you subscribe to this channel, you'll always get updates on the new videos that we bring. And also, touching on racism, we castigate racial segregation that has been happening across the globe. Now I want you to watch this video of Julius Malema and how he has been fighting for equality in South Africa, and even pointing fingers at the whites, because he feels that the whites have been the cause of all detriment or suffering of South Africans. Now let's watch this and react to it in the end.
My Lord, as a younger generation in the struggle, we sing the songs those who came before us sang, to put ourselves in the position they were before. And like we said, our songs are not in any way meant to engage in any literal engagement. They are songs for that purpose of the revolution, not to attack anyone. My Lord, from the times of Shaka Zulu until today, I've never heard that black people were given instruction to attack through song. I'm still to wait for example where the masses of our people were given an instruction through song to go and attack. My Lord, the EFF was formed in 2013. This song was sang way before the formation of the EFF. And to say people are being killed because of an EFF song, as if this is in the founding manifesto of the EFF, it's bizarre.
It's the claim. This is the interesting thing that you do, is you try and create a straw man to say it's not our song. We didn't write this song. Makaba sang this song, but you sing it now.
Yes.
You have embraced this song. It's part of your.
But you call it EFF song?
Is it not an EFF song?
It's a struggle song.
Is it a song sung by the EFF?
My Lord, the EFF cannot expropriate this song without compensation. It belongs to the struggle. It's a struggle song. There is a saying, when you steal a car and you pass over the car, to the stolen car, to your children, it makes that child a criminal as well, because it's in possession of stolen goods. And that child passes that car, or doesn't even pass that car, he sells that car to go and buy another car with the money of stolen goods. It remains a stolen good, the property you bought with the money stolen, got from a stolen goods. You are in possession of stolen property. Return it, please. Your parents have left you a very bad name, and don't blame it on us. But I asked a question earlier. Reparations are paid.
I'd like to stop you right there. Why I have the name that I have is that my grandparents fled Nazi Germany and sought refuge in South Africa in the 30s to avoid extermination. Now the witness has brought up my name, and I will use the opportunity to respond to.
I never brought your name. I never brought your name. I've never brought your name. I've never brought Oppenheimer's name. I don't even know his name. I don't know. I've never, my Lord, called him by name. I've always referred to him as you, and I clarified it that I'm referring to a client. When I say your name, I mean them as white people. Your parents have left you a bad name. So that is the context I'm using it. So please, if you are going to be a legal representative, you are going to have to reduce yourself from this case as an individual. Remove your emotions and deal with me as a professional. Because if you are going to come to me as a personal person, individually, I will no longer look at you as a professional. I will decisively deal with you as an individual. I'm going to be president of this country, whether you like it or not, and I will preside over the affairs of this country, including presiding over you. I think you must start adjusting to that reality. The sooner you do that, the less chest pains you'll have when that reality comes.
What chest pains would result?
Racist chest pains. You know, my Lord, we're sitting here with pain, with trauma, and to be interrogated by people like this who perpetuate the segregation, who continue to promote racism in this country. It's really unfair. Thousands of children have seen their mothers being tortured. I was young when police walked into my mother's house and she was sleeping. They took off her blankets off. Men, she was not dressed up. She was sleeping. Men took off her blankets. I live with that for the rest of my life, that some strange men came into my house and took off the blankets of my mother to search if she's not a terrorist. We are still a traumatized nation, if you don't know, and that trauma is real. And don't push us to that pain, because when that day comes, we'll not be scared. I've litigated with AfriForum and Roots before, and they've never brought someone so weak as you. I think they've done the worst disservice to themselves. Let me tell you, every time we say white settlers, white people, white settlers in South Africa, it is in that context. So why would an American who came yesterday, my Lord, be a settler? We're talking here about white settlers. Why would a Russian who came yesterday be a settler? You understand very well the context within which we say all white people are racist. It is in relation to the struggle of liberation in South Africa against apartheid system that benefited all white people.
So who is a white settler?
All those who came here to come and conquer South Africa and take the land from our people are white settlers.
When?
Since 1652.
Up until when?
Up until we took our freedom, political freedom in 1994.
White settlers, everyone from 1652 up until the time of political power, is that 1994?
Yes, 1994.
Now I'm asking you about people after that date.
Those who inherit the property stolen from us are criminals. So if you come from America with an intention to come and inherit a stolen property, you are a criminal.
If it was the case that just one person was going to be influenced to murder someone after hearing them chant, kill the farmer, kill the worker. It's a hypothetical case. If someone was to be influenced in that way, would that be a reason for you not to sing the song?
No, not at all. Anyone who engages in the killing of anyone because of my chant will not be influenced by my chant. That person will be driven by criminal mentality. It's an act of crime, because my chant is not a command. It's exactly what it is. If I were to give that command, I will give it openly, unashamedly, without hiding my face. So there's anyone who claims that he got a command through a song, that person will be acting out of their own sheer criminality and not because they've got a political motive. You are a bad lawyer, Shem. It goes without saying. You are a bad lawyer.
According to Julius Malema, the whites should not even be given space to speak in front of the blacks or even lecture the black people. That is the spirit that he has been building over time and instilling into the revolutionaries of South Africans. He wants the revolutionaries to stand firm against the colonialism, or we call it the neocolonialism of the whites who subjected them to apartheid system. If you remember how apartheid was, it wasn't something that someone can be proud or get pride in it. So in this video, Julius Malema was called in a court to explain why they are using a certain song that is so divisive, but as you have seen in his defense, that song has a revolutionary spirit in it, and he has no apology to use it, because what's the essence of withdrawing something that that fights for the rights of the people? The rights of the people is fundamental, and that is what Julius Malema holds. We have to fight it even by our own blood, even when we are so much oppressed. We have to stand firm and say that enough is enough. We don't have the liberty to praise those who have maimed us and subjected us to a situation that is not bearable in Africa. Africans have underwent a lot, right from slavery, whereby people were forced to take part in working in the farms forcefully, even without their consent. That is something that has never been forgotten by Africans, and it is high time the whites compensate for all the ill doings that they did, so that we live freely and we know that they value us. We are a human race, and human race is one. That is the spirit we have to build. We are not against the white people. The white people might be against us somehow, but why would they be against us? That is what Malema is saying. Why would you be against people who are not against you? We are just saying that this is what you did to us. Why don't you find it in your heart to compensate the lands that you took away? Why don't you compensate the owners? There's nothing more, or there's nothing less we are asking for. We are not against you. This is what we need. These are the conditions we need. Which one do you see doesn't fit you? Because it feels like we are pushing so hard for something that is not worth it. But if you watch keenly, this is something that has been happening. This is something that you did to us. You forced our people out of their lands, and you did not compensate them. Why don't you just compensate them so that we live harmoniously, or in harmony and unity and peacefully with each other? That is the spirit that Malema is building, and he's telling this lawyer or the judge that I will be the president. In fact, that is the point that I was so much happy about. I will be the president of South Africa, whether you like it or not. And I know someday when the revolutionary spirit would have swept and reached South Africa, someday Malema would rise above all these pressures of the West and will become the president of the great South Africa. That is my prayer, because this is a person that has shown that he has the charisma to take South Africa forward and also fight for the blacks and ensure that they get equal treatment in the society, even as we fight for Pan-Africanism and the unity of Africa. This is someone that should be put in the forefront and front line of this revolution and the fight towards getting a common currency, a borderless society whereby blacks can move freely and we do business without hindrance or without these borders that the whites used, or the partitioning that the whites used to control us and divide us amongst themselves. Because if you see, some areas were controlled by the Frenchman, some were controlled by the Britishman, and the others the Germans. So that was a way of ensuring that they can control us without any hindrance. So this is the moment. If you see all this is the moment. This is the moment that Africa is rising, and Africa is going to rise economically, because economic power is what will make us be what we should. That is what I always say. We are not fighting anyone. The blacks should not fight. Let's empower our people, even through education and also economically, so that we have the power to defend ourselves. Now, I want you to hit our comment section and tell us what you feel about this video, because this is something that you saw in South Africa, how things have been, and how Malema has stood with the common blacks. Hit our comment section and tell us what you feel about this video, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel, because through your subscription we will always have a continued engagement. That is how we educate one another. And also like and share this video. Thank you, and may God bless you.